Hey guys, so today it is like 103 degrees out here in Knoxville, but there's so much that needs to be done in the garden, so I thought I'd hop on here and just kind of give you guys a quick update of what I have growing, what is doing good, what is not doing so good. I'm having to water like 3 times a day, and I have neglected the garden for the last couple of days as far as picking things up and pruning and whatnot. So I also have some things that need to be harvested, so I thought I would bring you guys along. Okay, so this is the first area that I'm working on, and like I said, I have neglected picking things up, and this is just a hot mess. So those are all my cherry tomato plants, which are doing very well. They are growing like crazy. I even cut a few of the suckers off and planted them, and now I have extra plants that I absolutely do not need, but I wanted to see how well the suckers would do. There's an old chair back that I just threw in there just to kind of prop that one up until I could get in here. There's one laying on the ground right there. So I've got to get these staked up. I don't have any stakes, so I'm probably going to just use sticks. They seem to work fine, but I've got to collect some sticks. So there's my zinnias, which are doing awesome. They are getting ready to bloom, and I'm super excited for that. And then my marigold down there in the corner is doing really good. There's a sunflower back there. So this is the first area that I'm working on, and then I'm going to move over to the rest of the garden. Okay, so I was only able to find me one stick, so it's right there. But I was able to just take me some twine and go along the whole fence line there to the post. So that should hold them up for now. And then I'll get some more stakes in there later. But I did do some pruning. Most of the bottom leaves, I did leave a few, but most of them, because I always water from the bottom, and then when you get that splash up, it gets on your leaves and is not good for the plant. So I trimmed a lot of that off, and a couple of suckers. Generally on cherry tomatoes, I leave the suckers. As you can see, we got blooms on a couple of them, so I just leave those on the cherry tomato plants. On the bigger ones, I tend to prune a little bit more. But so that's done and cleaned up for now. So now I'm going to move over here to the other side into the bigger garden. So over here in the big part of the garden, I'm going to show you guys the tomato plants are doing awesome. They're getting really big. I need to do some pruning on those today and tie a few of them up, but they are doing really well. Over here, that whole row, there's a couple that are still kind of small, but for the most part they're all just doing really good, and they're super healthy. I'm having no blight, no problems, so that's exciting. Back here I have those onions. I'm waiting on the tops to dry out so I can get some seed. I may go ahead and pull a few of those. And then the peppers are doing pretty good. Of course, they're slow growing. I did lose that one right there. That was a habanero. I lost it. And then that one right there got some heat today, but I watered it and it's perking back up. And then I have some little baby starts that are doing really good in the plastic jugs. And there is the sunflowers, the Autumn Beauty. They're doing really good as well. Over here is some more sunflowers and marigolds. My marigolds are finally coming up. And these are all last year's seeds that I planted, so I did not buy anything. I was going to buy some more starts, and I decided not to. The price of plant starts have went up to like $6.98 each, and I think I have plenty growing. So everything in my garden is from my seeds that I save. So I'm going to get pruning these tomato plants a little bit, and we'll move on to the next area. Y'all, so for you guys that don't know what a sucker is, it is the stem that comes up through the main branch here. Okay, you have your main stem, and then you have this one that comes out. This middle one right here is your sucker. So you want to try to trim those out. Some people don't, but it consumes the energy from the rest of the plant. As you can see, the leaves on this are just huge. They're healthy, but then you have this little sucker in here that is going to take the energy from that main branch. So what you can do is you can trim this out. You can just go ahead and pluck that out, and you can put that in dirt. If you want to grow more tomatoes, that's going to be an extra plant. So just a heads up on that, and letting you guys know what an actual sucker is. Okay, so I got everything pruned and looking good. So there's a lot more airflow in between those plants since I plant them so close together. And my peppers are already starting to get blooms on them. So we'll start having peppers coming on here soon. So that's done. And also, I was able to get some onions. So I'm going to take those to my dehydrator mesh bag that I dry everything out. And then I saved 2 suckers off of the beefsteak tomatoes to plant. So that's a pretty good harvest of onions there. I'm going to let the rest of them continue to go to seed. Okay, so now I'm over here on this side, and that garlic needs to go ahead and come up. So I'm going to pull this garlic, and there are my zinnias. They are doing really good. They're needing some water. Marigold plant is huge. It's getting ready to bloom. And then my bachelor buttons are all starting to fall down, so I'm tying them up, as well as the sweet peas. And there's some peas on there. Down here, all the zinnias are doing really good. Bachelor buttons are falling over, so I'm going to tie those up. Look at that sunflower, y'all. That's a mammoth sunflower, and it's doing really good. And then cosmos are getting ready to bloom. Then I have some more wildflowers down there blooming. So everything's doing pretty good over here. I just need to pull some weeds and probably get this garlic out of here, and yeah, and tie those bachelor buttons up, get them off the ground. We need to weed eat and mow really bad, hopefully this weekend. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this garlic pulled. Got some garlic and some onions drying in my dehydrator bag. Those garlic are still pretty small, but that's okay. We'll plant more. Over here in the herb garden, the beans are doing good. They're starting to flower. And I really need to get in here and do some work, y'all. Here's the pinto beans. And broccoli is getting big. And all of that lettuce and kale. I need to harvest. Nasturtiums are doing good. And then back there, cilantro seeds. And there is some Swiss chard coming up. And of course, the spinach is going to seed. So I had already harvested all of my peas, and the plant's starting to die off now. There's a few still on there I can get, but the peas are done. So I will have to harvest all of this and start planting more stuff. Here is my sunflower for the sunflower bucket challenge, and it is 4.5 feet, which isn't too bad. It's doing pretty good. It keeps getting really hot right here, so I'm probably going to move it. I have to water it 2 times a day. The ones that I have growing in the yard are way bigger, obviously, but it's still doing good. So now I'm over here in the kennel area that I just did, and it is doing pretty good. The flowers are doing really good. The vetch is all dried out and ready to harvest those seeds. And y'all, look at that sunflower. It's almost over the top. It's not bloomed yet, but that sunflower is taller than me. So they're doing really good. Now, I didn't know if my pumpkin plant was going to survive. It doesn't look the best, but it is growing. It's grown a lot on that side. That side, some of it had died, but the root is starting to get exposed, so I'm going to have to get some more soil in here and fix that like right now. Back there is some cherry tomato plants. They're doing really good. And then of course I had planted some cucumber seeds, and a few of those are coming up. And then I don't think the cantaloupe's coming up. Sorry, trying to focus here. I don't think that we have a sprout there, but I'm going to go get some soil and get this pumpkin, get it some more soil on its root system and off the ground a little bit more. That's an update on that. So now that all that's done, I'm up here on my deck, and just to give an update on some things I have. These are my potatoes, or as I say, taters, and they are doing amazing. They are super healthy and growing really big. Here is the carrots in that grow bag that are still pretty small, so I'm just leaving them. And then up here I've got some extra starts that were so much healthier but got fried by the heat today. So they're watered, and you know, if they live, they live. If they don't, they don't. This is red pear tomato, which was out by the garden and got extremely hot. There's some microgreens over there, which something is eating on, so I'm just going to toss that. And then in here there is some I can never say this word, but it's coreopsis, I think, flowers. They're a wildflower. They're very pretty. Those are seeds that I have been waiting on germination for like forever, so they're finally coming up. And here is another extra tomato start that I don't even know what it is. I just put it in the pot. Pie pumpkins did not germinate, so I have more seeds here, and I brought it to the deck so I can pay more attention to watering. Down here so this is a cucumber. This is the muncher, which is doing pretty good. It looks like those seed leaves are a little burn up in the edge of that one, but I also around the whole edge have some more seeds. Right there is actually a small little pepper that is coming up. I don't know where it came from, but that's what's going on there. Right here I have put some jalapeno seeds in there that are not germinating, so I'll have to try that again. Those are Cherokee purple tomatoes. I had to reseed where I lost my last starts. Hopefully I get at least 1 or 2 good sized plants out of those. Right here are some more tomato starts, and I believe they're beefsteak, not sure. They're doing okay. Everything's just getting really hot up here on the deck, so I don't know if they'll survive or not. Now over here is green beans. in this grow bag, and they are doing awesome. They are starting to flower, so we should be seeing some beans here soon. And then down here is carrots, which are getting huge. And then up here I have some random flower seeds, a cosmos and I believe a zinnia that just appeared in this pot. So I'm probably just gonna throw some more flower seeds in there. Right here is the suckers that we just planted from today. So we'll see how those do. I don't really need them. I just want to see how well those suckers do. And then here is my poor strawberry plant. I killed it, y'all. It was over in the herb garden, and it had a lot of black ants down in here in the soil, which I forgot to do a video on, and I sprayed some dishwashing detergent mixed with water in here and fried my plant. So I'm hoping it comes back, but there is a couple of healthier looking leaves on top, so I don't know if it'll come back, but it was producing very well. So I will probably have to get some more strawberry plants. But so that's pretty much an update on everything, y'all. And it's now nighttime and I'm exhausted. I will be back in about a week, and we are going to probably pull these carrots out and hopefully have some beans by then. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Oh, but wait, there's more. I totally forgot about these guys. That is cherry tomatoes in this big pot. They were extra starts and they are flowering, and even have a small cherry tomato popping up on there. So I have got to get these in the ground somewhere. I'm going to give one of them to my neighbor. But yeah, I have a lot of tomato plants this year, even after restarting several times. So that's my update, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you soon. Have a great day.